Hey, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Happy Thursday. What is up? It's time, ladies and gents. Come on in. It's time. It's time. It's time for a day in the life of business, baby. That's it. Real biz life. We are talking about some serious stuff here in the lab. How has your week been? How has your week been? Listen, I hope you have had a phenomenal beginning of the year. Again, this is a live show, so we are in real time, but I hope that your past month has been amazing and you are ready for a new month of awesomeness. And I want to thank you for hanging out with your chief visionary here inside of the business lab, where we are talking about these good, yummy stuff around business. And you guys know I love what I do, but guess what? This is a live show. This is a live show. It's a place where we dissect the good, the bad, and the strategy around business. And in the lab here, I get to transfer knowledge to you so that you can lift the lid off your thinking. You can explore greater possibilities and opportunities for growth and improvement in your company. And so I am honored to serve not only business owners, but also companies for about the past 15 plus years, helping them to develop the structure, the strategy, and the scale that they need in their business. And let me tell you something, here inside the business lab, I'm giving you the same tools and the knowledge, well, not the same, some of it, because I can't give it to you all. If you need me, you got to bring me in, right? But guess what? I get to transfer some tools and some knowledge to you so that you can do what? Achieve economies of scale in your company. And let me tell you what, I absolutely hashtag love what I do. So don't forget to go and tell somebody to come and hang out with us, because here inside the business lab, we are going to think big. We're going to build momentum and we're going to scale fast, right? And so guess what? If you drop something, a comment, a chat, a question in the chat room, I will chat back with you. Yes, I will. So go ahead and show me some love. Let's get ready to talk about it. Now, also, don't forget, if you are needing branding and marketing tips and you want that right inside your inbox, go to getbrandingandmarketingtips.com and you will get some real cool ideas to help open up your brain to marketing and branding tips that you are looking to do in this particular year as well. All right. And please don't be stingy. Please don't be stingy. There's enough for me to go around. I'm like a shareable, right? I'm a shareable appetizer, right? Like, listen, don't start shenanigans this early in the show. Like, cut it out, right? We just got inside the lab. But listen, tell somebody to come and join us for this Biz Life party. Don't wait. Text them, call them, mention them here inside your social platform, because we are live in Facebook, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. And for my YouTube family, one love, much love and appreciation. If you are on YouTube right now, please go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Let me know that you saw me, that you love this stuff. YouTube loves it, and so do I. All right, fam, let's get ready to head inside the business lab, because we need to talk about some things and Hold on a minute. We got someone acting up. Mika Davies, a whole snack. Yes, ma'am, a whole snack. Don't cut up this early in the show. We need to get down to business. Like, I'm a whole snackable. Y'all remember the Lunchables? Are they still selling those? Lunchables? I'm like a Lunchable. I'm like this a la carte type deal. Like, we in here just snacking. All right, guys, let's get down to it. Your chief visionary is acting up a little bit today, but it's all right. We're going to get ready to go inside the business lab. And today I want us to talk about something that's really exciting, also really important in business, something that's near and dear to my heart, because I love strategy. Like, I love strategy. You know, some people say they I love strategy, right? And I love being able to unpack principles and bring things from mind out onto the table and into fruition. So let's head inside the business lab. And today, what are we talking about? Today, we're going to talk about something that's really, really important, the 5-step framework to scale on purpose. And I'm going to go ahead and unpack the principles of this scale framework, this real framework. That's something that I developed several years ago when I was looking to scale, right? And so the S.M.A.R.T framework to scale on purpose is a methodology that I developed, because here's the thing: you cannot scale a company by accident. It requires intention, and it does require strategy, right? Yes, there I go again talking about strategy. That's right, your strategy queen, okay? But you cannot scale a company by accident. You can start a company by accident, like you know how you stumble into starting a business, and you're like, whoa, I started the business by accident. You can actually also stabilize a business by accident. Now, accidentally stabilizing does not equate to sustainability, because you won't be able to sustain without you doing it intentionally. But I will tell you, you absolutely hands down cannot scale a company by accident. You have to think about this. You have to be intentional with this. You have to be purposeful with this, right? And so when we talk about scaling and this framework that I developed this framework several years ago when I personally was faced with the need to advance my company out of the stabilized stage, right? And going beyond surviving. Right, I wanted to hit the zone of thriving and really hitting some quantum leaps, taking quantum leaps again, building momentum, right, and scaling fast. And so when I developed this methodology, I realized this is what it is, and it's literally you pop right into the framework and boom, 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 it happens, right? And so now I get to take the same exact framework and I implement this with my clients so that my clients can also experience that scale on purpose, where we're not only building structure, strategy, but scale on purpose. It's really happening on purpose, right? And so whenever we launch a business, right? So let's think about this. When we launch a business, a new product, a new service, or even a new department, we all begin at the start stage, right? Even if you say, well, I'm going to launch this new product, even though you've been in business for however many years and you're launching a new product or you're launching a new service, you still are at a start stage. You're still at the startup stage. And then you begin to progress to what? The stabilized stage. And then if you are being intentional, if you are being purposeful, you then are able to get to where the scale stage. You can scale the product, you can scale the service, you can scale the company, the department, whatever it is, right? However, let me tell you this. Most businesses usually get stuck. They hold their company in the stabilized stage for far too long. When you're stabilizing, you're literally, okay, like, woo, we made it. Like, all right, we can breathe now, right? We can take a little breath and breathe and things like that. However, in that comfort zone, because society has duped us, we've been bamboozled to think that stabilizing is it, like we are there, and that's not where we're supposed to be. You have to be able to go beyond that so that you can absolutely scale. And whenever you use the SMART framework that I developed, that is how you grow the company, right? So you shift away from just stabilizing and just, okay, here we go. But now you get to experience what it feels like to have a company in autopilot that is profitable, right? Because we need profits to grow a company. We don't need revenue. We need revenue to operate, but we need profits to grow that company. Can I get it? Yes. Are we inside the business lab? Drop that hashtag. Yes, this is the real biz life. Hashtag real biz life. We are talking about it today. All right. So why does a company get stuck? Why does the company get stuck in the space of stabilize, right? One reason that the company gets stuck, I can tell you now, it's attributed to the movement and the professional development and the personal development of the business owner. When that business owner, okay, is not focused on growing themselves, is not focused on helping themselves to professionally develop, to develop personally as well. They are not only stuck themselves, they are now holding the company hostage to a stage that it should not be held hostage to. It's like, can I live? The company's like, can you let me be great? You know what I'm company's like, I need to be great. I want to be great, right? And so with that being said, when the business owner is stuck, the business owner is also holding the company down and holding the company hostage. So let me kind of talk to you about some things, right? In my book, 25 Valuable Golden Nuggets to Start, Stabilize, and Scale Any Business. Yes, and yes, yes, and yes. Go ahead and get that little bookie book, right? Get that resource to help you out, okay? You see that link is there scrolling along the screen. But let me tell you something. What I talk about is I unpack the 5 primary stages of a business owner, the 5 primary growth stages of the business owner, being able to say to yourself, where am I, right? Where am I in this stage? You go from solopreneur, then you go to entrepreneur, then you go to co-creating visionary, then you go to business owner, then you go to CEO, right? These are the 5 primary growth stages, right, that a business owner goes through. However, unfortunately, most business owners they get stuck in the entrepreneur and co-creating visionary stage. They get stuck there. Again, why? Because society has duped us to think that that is the ceiling. That's it. We have arrived. No, we have not arrived. Your goal is to strive to be the CEO. Your goal is to strive to be that business owner. And once you pass CEO, the next level is what? Enterprise, baby. Now you're an enterprise. Okay, that's that bonus level that you may not be ready for that yet, or you may not have even thought about it. But the key is to clearly understand, if I am sitting here stuck in entrepreneur stage, or I'm sitting here stuck in co-creating visionary stage, you are also keeping the company stuck. You're holding the company hostage. So keep this in mind. When the business owner is stuck, the business is also stuck as well. So let's keep that together. If you never are pushed past your limits, if you're never given the opportunity to think higher, to lift the lid off your thinking, you won't. You'll think that you have arrived and where you are is the best place that you can be, right? And that's the furthest thing from the truth. So when we think about the business owner, the key here to know is that the S.M.A.R.T framework, right, to scale on purpose, works in tandem with the personal and professional development of the business owner. It does not happen separate. They happen in tandem. They happen at the same time as well, right? All right, listen, are you catching these golden nuggets, please and thank you? Are you catching these golden nuggets? I'm just trying to say, we have some things we are talking about today. We're talking about the 5-step framework to scale on purpose today, and I'm going to unpack that for you today. All right, here's another reason why companies typically tend to get stuck in a phase of we're just surviving, or we're just stabilizing and we think we've arrived. The company doesn't they lack structure. They lack structure. They lack vision to go beyond the initial vision, right? You got to learn how to go beyond the initial vision, the original vision, go beyond the vision, right? Take the vision beyond the vision, right? Yes. And so being able to do that. The other thing is lack of know-how. As a business owner, we have to ask ourselves quite frequently, okay, very frequently, how will I scale my company? Stop and think about that. Write that down. You got a notebook somewhere? Write that down. I challenge you to challenge your own thinking, okay? Today, how will we scale this company, my company? How I'm going to scale this thing? Here's the other question. What does scale look like for my company? Yeah? What does scale look like for my company? Now, here is what I'm going to tell you right now. Scale looks different for every single company. It looks different. There is no standard cookie cutter, out the box kit for scale, right? It's customized. It's unique to every company, because guess what? Your company may have 10 employees, may service 2 regions, while your competitor or another company, they have 100 employees. They service 10 regions and 5 countries and whatever. So scale looks different for every company. However, the key standard is ask yourself the question, because therefore you can't go to the vision beyond the vision if you never ask yourself, how will I scale this company? And what does scale look like for my company, for this company, right? And getting real customized and getting very unique with that, right? And so there's one standard principle to scale that goes across the board. This is the only standard that does not change. It is the principle of scale is, how do I increase my revenue at a faster rate that it's costing me to operate? right? So let me say that again. So the principles of scale is basically this. How do I increase my rate of revenue faster, right? I need to get my revenue coming in at a faster rate than it is costing me to operate. So whatever it costs me to operate the business, I'm bringing in revenue faster than that amount that it costs me. Right now, what does that sound like? Familiar? Are your ears ringing? Is the brain like, that sounds familiar? I feel like the chief visionary said something about that here inside the business lab. I talked about economies of scale. I talked about the net revenue expansion right here inside the business lab. That is what we are drilling down into, really unpacking the principles with economies of scale, and really putting it into place for your company, not creating this cookie cutter principle that you may be thinking, because what you do with your business and your company is different from what the other company does. Yes. All right, good. All right, so let's go ahead and unpack the S.M.A.R.T framework to scale. So I hope you got your notebook, because I told you guys to not only bring a friend with you, but to bring a notebook, right? Did you do both? Did you understand the assignment? Okay. Did you follow the principles that we talked about? Did you understand the assignment? Okay, so the first thing is, when we're unpacking the principles of scale, is in order to scale the company, it requires 5 focal points. Focal point 1 is strategy. Yes, strategy. You're gonna wake up out of your sleep at night like, strategy, and you're like, oh, the daggone chief visionary with that strategy stuff. Yes, in order to scale on purpose, you do need strategy. What does that look like? Intentional planning with action steps to grow the business, to go from point A to point B. If you're not thinking about it and you're not talking about it, then I guess what? It's not going to happen. What did I say before? You do not scale by accident. You scale with intention. You scale on purpose, not by accident, right? All right. Focal point number 2 inside of the S.M.A.R.T framework is management. Management. You have to think about the infrastructure, the systems, the processes. How are we managing this? Customer delivery. How are we managing this? How are we not only keeping our customers in, but in retaining them? What's the business model look like? What is your competitive advantage? How are you entering and dominating in the marketplace and in your industry? Management. Right? Focal point number 2, agility. With agility, it helps you to do what? The ability to respond and move with ease and speed. I love agility. How do we get from point A to point B with the shortest, most direct route? Agility. And so when you have to live in a zone of being proactive, and today, too many businesses are living in a zone of reactive, and that is not only financially costly, but it also is emotionally costly as well. When you live in the zone of being reactive, it is costing you much more, right? It's costing you financially, it's costing you emotionally, it's costing you mentally. So you have to live in a zone of being proactive, right? And in order to be proactive, to have agility, you needed to have a strategy, because strategy also comes with risk management and contingency planning, right? Yes, I love it. I love it, right? So being agile looks like what? It looks like automation. It looks like adaptation to change. It looks like the use of AI in your company. It looks like technology. That's what examples, agility. We need to know how to move with ease, but also with speed, right? All right. Your 4th focal point is going to be recurring revenue. This right here is your secret sauce. Why? Because it is about predictable income and profits, predictable revenue and profits. What did we say? You need profits to grow the business. You use revenue to operate it. If you think that revenue is going to help you to scale, I need you to debunk that. That is not true. You need profits to grow and scale. That's how that works. That's how it's always been. I didn't make this stuff up. It's always been like that, right? All right, cool. I hope you're catching these golden nuggets. Yes, you are, right? And I thank you so much for being here with me. All right, so focal point number 5. But before I forget that, for those who don't remember, if your brain is stuck, at, okay, I need some net revenue expansion, I need some acceleration with my revenue, my brain's stuck, I can't think what I need to do, download the free ibcgift.com. You can download from free ibcgift.com. What are you going to get? The free revenue acceleration checklist. You're going to be able to select, okay, let me unpack my thoughts a little bit and see what revenue stream can I bring into the company so I can do what? Scale, so that I can bring recurring revenue, right? And things of that nature. Also, I can consider a net revenue expansion model in the business. All right, let's keep going. The fifth focal point is going to be what? Teams. You need to have a team. You must have a team. You need to have an expansion of a team. And let me break this down to you. You must build a team, a three-tier team structure. A three-tier team structure. This has to be something that you are working towards on a regular basis. If you're not drilling down into how am I expanding my team, you're losing out because you can't do it alone. You cannot do it alone. I promise you that you can't do it alone, right? You absolutely cannot take the company from point A to point B by itself. You absolutely can. It requires you to have this team structure so that you can move the company forward. And when you look at a team, your three-tier team structure is going to look a little bit like this. You need to have a work team, a task team, and a management team. You need to have in your three-tier team structure, in that structure, who's on the team, your org chart, however you want to figure. When you think of your org chart, you're going to have, okay, here's my work team, here's my task team, here's my management team, who fits where, who's doing what, who's on first, who's on second. Okay. And so let me break that down to you. So you need the management team for what? You need the management team to support strategic planning and organizational development. Okay. Leaders have to duplicate themselves. You can't be the end all be all to the structure and the strategy of your company. You need to get to a point where you're bringing in other creative ideas and other strategy, people that can help to develop the organization. You can't be the end all be all. So your goal in the management is to duplicate yourself on this executive level. Okay. The next thing is you're looking at your work team. Your work team is going to be the one that is overseeing day-to-day operations. They are problem solving. They're ensuring that the flow of the operation is in alignment with the plan. Right. And so you need your work team to be able to manage and oversee day-to-day operations. That looks like who? Your project manager, your operations manager, right? Someone that's helping to move things along. Okay. And making sure that the day-to-day operations is in what? Total alignment, right? With the strategic plan. Okay. All right. And then you have your task team. We tend to, in business, small businesses, medium businesses, we over hyper focus on our task team, and we do not give enough attention to building a management team and also building a work team. You need to have a task team, but creating some happy balance. Okay. So your task team is going to implement the activities and the solutions to the problems. How? Quickly and accurately. Don't miss that. Quickly and what? Accurately. Be careful that you don't have a bunch of people on the team that are in the learning stage. You're trying to figure out this thing. Be careful that you don't end up hiring so many new people and who don't understand what you need, because you'll always be yanked back. I like to say, you're get to the top of the mountain, right? And then this boulder comes down and you're trying to hold the boulder up with your finger, your little index fingers. We know what a boulder is. So visualize that with me, okay? Visualize that with me. When you don't build a very functional three-tier team structure, you are literally climbing up the mountain. You finally get to the top and they push this boulder on you, and you are literally trying to hold this boulder up with two fingers, and that boulder is heavier than you, and it is pushing you way back down to the base of the mountain. Can I get an ouch? That is a ouch. That those things make certain words come out of your mouth that shouldn't come out. Right? So you want to be careful as you're building your team that you don't have a team that keeps throwing the boulder on. Every time you get to the top of the mountain, they throw this boulder on you and they're pushing you back down to the base of the mountain, and you're constantly climbing back up from the bottom. Started from the bottom and you never get here. Okay. Started at the bottom and you never get here. Talk about ouch. That's the type of stuff that make you say, don't make me use foul language. All right, cut it out, guys. All right, so you got your team structure, you got your management team, you got your work team, you got your task team, who's on first, who's on second, because inside of this SMART framework to scale on purpose, if you do not factor in a team, this is going to be very hard. Contrary to what people believe, you can't do this alone. You cannot do this alone. And let me tell you this, it is not about the size of the team. It's about the quality. Yes, right? It's about the quality. What is the quality of the team members that you have on, right? So it's not about the size, because you could have a team of 20, 25, 50, or 100. And those people are the most worthless, laziest, unproductive set of people. And you can't get your company from point A to point B. You can't launch projects. You can't complete projects. You can't do anything. You can't enter a market. You can't scale. You can't do a thing. And all you're doing is becoming a human hamster on a wheel. You are going, and you're not going anywhere. Started at the bottom and you can't get here. Come on with me. Okay. So I want you to take this 5-step, this framework, right? How to scale on purpose. You need strategy. Yes, you need management. You need agility. You need recurring revenue, and you need a team to scale on purpose. So take this SMART framework, and I want you to scale on purpose. And let me share with you that if you need your chief visionary to support your strategy, to support training in your company, to support speaking at any of your events, I encourage you to go ahead and schedule a power chat with me. Get your power chat scheduled, make it happen. I will talk to you. We will figure it out where together we're going to make this thing happen, right? And again, like I said, I appreciate you so much for spending time with me today, for coming into the business lab, for bringing somebody with you as well, and making sure that you are taking these principles and you're applying them. And when you find yourself at that point where you're like, okay, I need Miss Ma'am to come up in here and help me to implement all of these things that she's been telling us, then power chat, baby. Schedule your power chat and let's make it happen, right? Don't forget to subscribe and like the YouTube channel Impact Branding Videos. YouTube likes it. I like it too. Please and thank you. And next week, we have our special guest that's coming. And let me tell you what this guest is. Fire. I told you that this year here inside the business lab that we are going to be periodically, about every quarter or so, we're going to bring in a special guest to unpack another layer of principles to scale on purpose, to economies of scale. So let me tell you what you do not want to miss next week. Okay. Next week, this particular guest is going to bring the principles, the hands-on on how to excel in government contracting, how to grow your company with government contracting, how to get started if you're already in it, how to really massively take quantum leaps with it. We are talking about building momentum. We are talking about scaling fast. And if you want to scale fast, the onesie twosies is not going to cut it. And so this guest that we have coming next week is going to bring the noise. And I'm telling you, you're going to love it. You do not want to miss it. We are going to be here Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here inside the business lab. Bring somebody with you. Do not let that person miss the real opportunity to ask questions, to get questions answered, because I'm telling you, next week is going to be beast mode. Bring a friend with you. Make sure that if you are catching this on the replay team, I want you to hit that replay team in the chat box. I'll show you some love. And as always, I appreciate you. It is my honor to serve you Thursdays at 9 a.m. I'll see you next week. One love, one heart, blessings upon blessings. And yes, you can catch this on the replay right here in any one of the platforms, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. You'll also see clips on Instagram. And for those that are on X, baby, I'm also there. All right. See you guys later. Blessings upon blessings. Go and be great. Do great things. Be productive, be progressive, and without any hesitation, be 100% successful. Catch you later.